And the question for the day is, what are the startup costs associated with a group practice? So one of the best things about starting a group practice is that there are usually not a lot of startup costs if you are starting small and you're building. What I see from most people now starting group practices is that they are a successful solo practitioner. They have an office, maybe they have a suite, maybe they have 2 spaces because it was economical to rent 2 spaces, or maybe they utilize it, like maybe they utilize one for therapy and one for play therapy or couples therapy. They have some kind of dynamic going on and they realize that they have too many referrals, right? And so they're like, oh my goodness, what do I do with all these referrals? They end up hiring either contractors or employees. And so most group practice owners don't have to get more space. They don't have to do things like, get an electronic health record. They already have an electronic health record. They probably already have a website. And so what ends up happening is you're not adding a lot of costs. You are adding work usually in the beginning. So from 0 to 5 clinicians, something like that, usually there's not a large amount of costs because you can absorb them into what you currently have going on. Now you will need to pay for an additional user on your electronic health record. Yes, your credit card is going to go up, but all of those things are directly related to the services that are provided. So your clinician starts providing services, it's a percentage of those services, or it's a very nominal cost. When you start to look at things like expanding, getting larger offices, training staff, offering benefits, the next level, like when you go from like 5 to 15 employees, then that's where costs start to increase. I will tell you all very honestly that I did not really see a lot of profit from my group practice initially until we got to about 15 people because we were constantly using that money for growth. We were going into bigger offices, we were upgrading our furniture, we were paying for trainings, we hired admin staff, we expanded admin staff, we put in a leadership team. And so all of this stuff ate up the profits, but I didn't have to put out a large amount of money for things. For our group practice, when we saw the most amount of money going out is when we expanded rapidly. We doubled in size in one of our offices. We went from a 6-office suite to an 11-office suite, and this thing is massive. If anybody ever is in South Florida and wants to come and see this, it's like a behemoth, okay? That was very costly. That took a lot of money from the practice because we had to buy furniture for all of the offices. We had to expand our admin staff. We had to get it up to code. There were a lot of things that went into that. So it was really in the growth process that I see the most amount of cost for a group practice owner. In the startup phase, it's not usually a lot of cost, especially if you have an office that people can use, or if you decide to use a virtual practice. I'm going to talk about some costs you can anticipate, but first I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that's really full service, one that can make you run your solo practice, your group practice so smoothly, your online practice, your virtual practice, again, so seamlessly. They have a credit card processing. They have a free virtual option. You can do billing through there. You can send paperwork. There is a portal. I can go on and on about all the reports and the features that they have, but I want you to check out our sponsor, TherapyNotes. So thank you to them. So there are going to be some marketing costs usually associated with starting a group practice if you don't have exactly the amount of flow of referrals, or if you want to ensure that you have those referrals. Starting a Google AdWords campaign, usually with a Google AdWords campaign, they charge you for setting those up, and then you have a monthly fee. Usually, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but around, let's say $1,000 for a small group practice. Could be a little less, could be a little bit more to set up your AdWords, and then your monthly fee. It's really going to depend because that goes directly to Google, how much your competition is in your market area. We spend about $500 to $700 a month, but again, we have a large group practice, and we do that really to ensure that we're capturing a certain kind of referral, especially from some of our couples therapy, psychological testing, and some other specialty therapies that we do. We really utilize AdWords for that. If you need to revamp your website, that's going to be a cost. If you decide you want to do a social media campaign. So usually where I see a lot of money go or need to go is in marketing. On the other side, you might need to hire admin. When you are just starting, if you don't already have a virtual assistant, think about adding a virtual assistant to your practice, somebody that can answer your phones, check benefits, run interference, do some social media for you. And there's usually a cost about $700 to $1,000. So you get the idea. It could be like $2,500 a month between AdWords and maybe some social media and a virtual assistant to really get your group practice up and running. But that really depends on what your goals are. We are here helping you achieve your goals most days of the week. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.